The mostly unanswered questions at the heart of a U.S.-Iran accord, and folks, that word mostly is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. So here's where we stand. President Trump has signed what's being called a framework agreement with Iran. And on the surface, that sounds like a big deal because it is. But when you actually dig into what's in this agreement, you quickly realize that some of the most important questions don't have answers yet. The text of the short-term deal hasn't even been released to the public. And the long-term deal? It literally doesn't exist yet. It's supposed to be negotiated over the next 60 days. The framework has two parts. First, an immediate 60-day ceasefire. Second, a commitment to negotiate a permanent peace deal during that window. Simple enough on paper. Complicated in practice. Let's start with the biggest question of all, Iran's nuclear program. Both sides have said this won't be addressed in the immediate framework. It's being kicked to the long-term negotiations. But here's the thing: nobody knows if Iran will agree to give up its stockpile of highly enriched uranium, the kind that could theoretically be used to build a weapon. Trump has said Iran can keep doing low-level enrichment for power plants. But high-level enrichment? That's the sticking point. Trump says Iran can never have a nuclear bomb. Iran says it was never trying to build one. Those two positions aren't exactly easy to reconcile. Then there's sanctions. For Iran, this has been the whole ballgame for years, getting those crushing economic penalties lifted. Some were removed under the 2015 nuclear deal. Then Trump pulled out of that deal and put them back, and added more on top. Sanctions relief is reportedly a core Iranian demand, but again it's being left to the longer-term talks. Now, what about the Strait of Hormuz? Both sides say they'll lift their blockades. Trump said maritime traffic will be back to normal by Friday, when a signing ceremony is planned in Geneva. But other U.S. officials say it could actually take weeks. Thousands of ships have been sitting there waiting. They can't all pass at once. And the U.S. military wants to sweep for mines first before anyone starts sailing through. And here's an interesting wrinkle: Trump said there will be no tolls charged on ships passing through the strait. But an Iranian official said Iran plans to charge fees. Legal experts say that would actually violate international law. Whether the U.S. would accept that or push back, unclear. What about Lebanon? Iran and Pakistan, who brokered this deal, say the framework includes a halt to hostilities on all fronts, including the ongoing war between Israel and Hezbollah. But here's the problem: neither Israel nor Hezbollah signed anything. They're not parties to this deal. Trump has actually criticized Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu pretty harshly for how aggressively Israel has pursued the Lebanon war, calling him crazy, which is not exactly diplomatic language. Netanyahu responded by saying the agreement was, quote, his decision, meaning Trump's, and made clear Israel isn't withdrawing its forces from Lebanon. Though analysts note that doesn't necessarily mean Israel won't observe some kind of informal ceasefire. There's also the question of Iran's frozen assets, billions of dollars locked up in foreign financial institutions. Vice President J.D. Vance said the U.S. has not promised Iran any financial benefits during the 90-day ceasefire period. But Reuters reported that the United Arab Emirates might release $10 billion in Iranian assets, something the UAE denied. Analysts suggest this could be a backdoor arrangement that lets Trump privately allow the payment without publicly owning it, especially since he spent years attacking Obama for releasing frozen Iranian funds back in 2016. Will oil prices fall and energy markets stabilize? Probably eventually. But not immediately. Just clearing the traffic backlog in the Persian Gulf will take time. Rebuilding bombed oil and gas infrastructure around the Gulf will take much, much longer. And Iran's missile program? Israel has insisted on dismantling it entirely. But the Trump administration hasn't been pushing that point recently, and it appears to be another issue that, if it gets addressed at all, will be part of the longer-range talks. So what we have right now is a ceasefire without a published text, a peace deal that hasn't been written, and a 60-day clock ticking down on some of the most complex and consequential negotiations in recent Middle Eastern history, and the world is watching to see if the details will actually hold together when the hard bargaining begins.